Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 5th of November. Continuing to follow the story of David through 1 Samuel, we read today chapters 28 and 29. David had gone and escaped from Israel and had moved into Philistine territory. He stayed with Achish, the king of Gath, who had sent him to live in Ziklag. When the Philistines marched out to do battle with the Israelites, he marched out with King Achish. But the Philistine commander said, no, he's got to go home. So he and his men turned around and headed home. When they got back to Ziklag, they discovered that the Amalekites had come while they were out on campaign. The Amalekites had come, sacked the city, taken all their stuff, including their wives and children. And there was nothing left there. They shocked to see this. We're told they wept till evening. And then we have the following: David was greatly distressed because the men were talking of stoning him. Each one was bitter in spirit because of his sons and daughters. Completely understandable. And then we have, but David found strength in the Lord his God. David found strength in the Lord his God. Here he was facing a situation of complete disaster, and the people around him are rising up against him, not sure what to do. How do you behave in a situation like that? And he goes and finds strength in God. What did that mean? We're not told. Scripture, one of those verses of Scripture that I wish they'd have a footnote that says he did the following, or this is what it looked like, or this is what it meant. But we're not told that. We're just told he found strength in the Lord his God. And it then continues that he then got his men and said, we're going to go after the Amalekites. He called the Abiathar the priest, sought God's will, and then acted. So it wasn't that he sought strength in God and then did nothing and waited for God to rain down blessings from heaven. He faced a desperate situation, waited on God, found strength in God, looked for God's will, and then got on and did practical action. And I think that's how so much of our life has to be conducted. When we're facing problems, wait on God, find strength in God. Think of what God might be calling us to do. Look at Scripture, talk to Christian friends, find out what might God want in this situation, and then act. God might sometimes drop a blessing from heaven that you don't have to act, but inevitably, and in almost every situation I've faced, God requires us to act as well, just as David did. So go and read that 1 Samuel chapter 29, how David responded. And be encouraged that God does watch over us. God does bless us. God does help us. And as we trust in him, we are blessed.